hello, my dear degenerates. My dear degenerates. If you were you guys the popular guys in high school? Because if you were, you probably aren't in this lobby, okay? This lobby is for buff nerds only, okay? And we do have some chicks that like to watch the show, so girls are allowed to watch too. But if you're not a buff nerd, you need to be out there working on it, getting your grind, getting your shoulder day going, baby. That was what I hit today. I'm feeling charged up. I'm feeling ready to go. The world is telling me there's all kind of craziness going on, and all I care about is Bitcoin dominance. What is going on with me, Kris? Is something changing?
Hey, listen, man, you might be riding the short bus. I'm just kidding. Dude, I don't
You
know
might be right, bro, and I'm okay with it, and that's the best part. It's a little lonely from time to time, but you know what? Pockets get real thick, real fat on that bus.
I know I know on YouTube there's like a theory where if you get your channel big enough and you hit like 1K or something, someone actually goes through and watches all your live streams and all your videos. So I'm really curious. Well, first off, I feel so sorry for whoever has to watch all of our live streams. And second off, I wonder what the reaction is based on all the stuff we talk about. So
Hey, we got somebody assigned to us, dude, and that's how they get the gatekeeping going on. They only like it when we talk about Bitcoin, Joe Biden. So that's what this stream is all about. We're gonna let people flood in here right now. Right now, it's already setting up to be a real bullish live stream. I'm gonna tell you that right now, folks. I can see the quickest ticker here, and that ticker's telling me I got 27, almost 28 folks in here right now. Let's say what's up real quick. We got some people already saying what's going on in the chat. We've got John May. He said, "What's up, Kris?"
shout John May.
John, what's up, John May? We got Scott J. Scott J. John May. Hey, what's up? What's good? What's good? And Trey. That's what. Thank you, Trey. Thank you, John May, Trey, and Scott J. We got Damien in the house, bro. He
Damien
said
in the chat.
the hub is the only
Legendary.
workout that he needs. The verse hub. That's why we're orange and black, Damien. We are the hub for you. That's why we are branded orange and black for you, Damien. This we did. We had a discussion, a strategic meeting about this, and yeah, that's the truth.
Freaking
Let's
Damien.
see here. Professional degenerates back for another one. We're on the precipice of a bull run. We're as Ray OX just said it. We're on the precipice of a bull run. All this crazy news coming out, and all I can think about is charts. It's ETH time to run. Bags loaded. Buff millionaires. Only Chris and Trey. LFG. Ooh, somebody said earlier on Twitter today. Elon's eyes being blue was bullish for ETH. So we'll see about that, bro. And
Big
let's
facts.
see. Okay, let's see. We got Vibra in here. I'm surprised he's made it back, man. I'm glad for him. I know he staked it all in time, pays me, and he got shorted, he got destroyed, and so we're glad he's back and he's out here degenerate
I heard,
gambling again.
yo. I heard he also bought a big stake of the Matty Allen coin. That's his favorite coin.
That's what he did. He was the top wallet sacrificer. He's the top whale in that project. So if you hate Matty Allen, send all your hate to Vibra too, because they're really synonymous, one and the same. Best friends, if you will. So we got 38 of you guys in here right now. We're just trolling Adam, by the way. Shout out Adam. Love you
Shout out,
guys.
man.
Trolling Maddie,
All
OG
jokes aside.
Mexican in the space, you know. But nevertheless, we got 38 of you guys in here. Smash that likey boo. Smash that share button. Get us out there. We want to annoy more than just the 38 of you guys. So thank you for joining, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. Kris, what do you have for us today, bro? What are we gonna be rocking out on?
Yes, sir. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. So much stuff that we might have to leave for another live stream. But today we gotta talk about Ethereum ETF is getting approved tomorrow. We gotta talk
Okay.
about what that encapsulates because everyone's going to be like, "Oh my god, ETH altcoins." Well, you got to read in between lines. There's layer twos. There's other layer ones. This is the entryway into the space, and there's going to be new developing ecosystems. So yes, everybody's looking at Ethereum, which is good, but also you got to be looking at where other people aren't looking. Whether it's the Scroll Network, whether it's ZK Sync, whether it's Base Chain, everybody's looking at that one, or our personal favorite, Blast. So we'll get into that. Crash on Base, absolutely crushing it. I'm gonna give too much on that because I want to get into the details. TitanX, there's a super duper secret project, and Jake got on live stream and said, I'll let you guys speculate on it, and just curious to see what the theories are. And hey, we're the #1 speculation channel out there, so of course we're going to speculate on it. Don't tempt us with a good time. And then we need to talk about charts. Charts are going to be very important because I found something really big that can be a great indicator for when altcoin season will truly start, and it's based off of data. Isn't this emotional thing where you come in and say, oh my gosh, I think Bitcoin might go up to 100K in August, based off of what? I just think so. No, you got to look at charts. You got to take the math and do a little bit of science, mix it in, and project it out. So Trey Souls, what's your thoughts on the Ethereum ETF getting approved tomorrow?
Well, I'm hyped that you got more tools. I'm glad that you're already talking about reading between the lines here. It's not just about that ETH token. It's about what have some of these other chains possibly done to prepare for what we're about to see happen tomorrow. Just like Ray said, we're on the verge of this bull run, and ETH is going to be the star of the show tomorrow. Just how much we are just here sitting in our seats on the edge, and we have popcorn, metaphorical popcorn, eating it, ready to see what's going to happen, dude. I think we're going to see some meme coins blast off on several different chains, but that's just my opinion.
I agree 1000%. I'm actually going to do a diagram of how I think this is all going to play out. And this is going to be really important. So I'm going to leave this at the beginning. I want all you guys to pay special attention to this part because this is going to forecast how I think money rotation is going to occur, how the market's going to adapt to what's about to happen, and it's going to be overall extremely important for this next leg up. Next leg up. Excuse me, I can't talk right now. So let's do a window real quick. All right, can you see my screen?
Yes, Bitcoin and Joe Biden.
Bitcoin and Joe Biden. That's all you need to talk about. All right, so here's basically what's happening with the price of Ethereum, and I'll pull up the chart. I'll pull up the chart later, but in general, it's coming up here, and then if you guys are looking at the chart, it's going like here, came back down right here, and then coming back up here, and it's just forming inverse head and shoulders. And so when we get the ETH ETF coming out, so we'll say this right here is the start, and we'll say it's going to be Tuesday, which is aka tomorrow. Here's what's most likely going to happen. So Grayscale has a 2% fee on the amount of, well, if you use their ETF or their ETH trust or whatever, you have to pay a 2% fee on that. And so what a lot of people are going to do is they're going to sell out of the other ETFs because it's only going to be a quarter of a percent or something a lot smaller. I don't know why this keeps going. Hold on. It's going to be something a lot smaller. So we're going to have an anticipated sell-off. And when I say sell-off, it's not going to be anything major. It might come down here and come down just like a little bit. And then the other ETFs are going to start to come in. And then you're going to start to see a little bit of a boom. And then we're going to start getting up here and try and test all-time highs a couple weeks after. Now, I want you guys to pay special attention to this period right here. It's going to be some sort of pattern like this. It's not going to be exactly to a T, and we'll look at it on the price charts at the end of this live stream, so stay tuned to the end. But right here is when you're going to get your money rotation. And when I say rotation, what other ecosystems will money come from Ethereum and rotate into? Now, one of our favorite ones that we talk about, so we'll talk about the Moolah rotation. The first one we're really talking about is Blast. The TVL is higher than base. You basically get an airdrop for providing liquidity. So we think some of that money, as it continues to go up, is going to rotate into Blast. The next best place, it's probably going to be Base. Base is the OG. It already crushed it. They had a bunch of people jump in and get in on that. So Base is going to be another one. And the next one, it's probably going to be ZK Sync. Now, the reason why I bring up ZK Sync is because they had an airdrop and everybody attacked this thing. Not many people like ZK Sync because of the airdrop. And if you guys hate this layer 2, that's where the opportunity is, because not many people are using the chain right now. But in the foreseeable future, they had, I think what was it, like $500 million of VC funding. So sooner or later, it's going to rotate into ZK Sync and they're going to prop up their chain. And then the last one is going to be Scroll, which actually just had a hack. Well, not the last one, but there's going to be like Lina and all that. But these are kind of like some of the main ones that we're focusing on. Scroll, and then we actually have some stuff on Lina now that I think about it. So we'll put Lina here. So you see these ecosystems. There is going to be L2s. There is going to be liquidity on each of these chains. Now, the question is, okay, so we know money, as it continues to go up, money's going to flow through each of these ecosystems. So how do we front run these narratives? You want to take a guess, my man?
I think it's the meme tokens, my friend, the meme coins.
Yes, sir. So what you can do to front run these narratives, rather than just buy the native governance token like Blast, or I know Base will have one, and then there's ZK, and then Scroll's going to have one, then Lina's going to have one. Rather than buy that token where there's going to be airdrops and dilution and all that stuff, you find the best meme coin on every single one of these chains. You get a position in it, and that's your leverage bet on top of that layer 2 when that money rolls in. Now, the reason why I bring this up right now is so that you can position yourself before that rotation, because if you go and start chasing gains, that is when you get wrecked. So some ones that we took bets on, Blast. Other one we love is Crash, which we're going to talk about in a minute. So Crash on Base is a big play.
Yeah, see, no chasing green candles. Like, listen, this is a perfect example. Adam just said this right here. A wallet with 700 ETH just bought $10,000 of Linda today. Now, if you've tuned into the verse before, you would know that Linda is a meme coin on
Lina.
Boom. Right there.
Right there. Linda. Yes.
So, all of that just to say, there's going to be a lot of activity on ETH.
Yeah,
exactly. A lot of activity that makes all of these chains viable.
Right. So this is our strategy. And just like Adam and Trey were talking about, Lina has some buyers coming in. Linda, in our opinion, is going to be the number one meme coin token on Lina. We think Andy is going to be the number one meme coin on Blast. That's all we do is talk about Blast. We think Scrolly is going to be the number one meme coin on Scroll. And then for Base, the number one meme coin is going to be Brett, but it has like $2 billion market cap. So we think Crash is the next big thing. This is the strategy. Find the number one meme coin, get on the chain, wait for the money to roll in. Once the money rolls in, take strategic profits and get out. As for ZK Sync, you're probably asking us, what is ZK Sync? I'm going to say that for a future live stream, because we do have a position. We do know what the number one meme coin is, and we're not going to tell you guys because you got to continue to tune in. So we can't give you that much. But yeah, man, overall, I'm really bullish. Layer 2s are going to be a great play. And then the other thing you guys can also just take a look at, if you want to go the L1 route, some L1s that are going to perform well. I hate to say this one, but they're going to pump money into Solana. I hate going on Solana. We've had such bad experiences, but we also have really good ones. Ton Chain is another ecosystem to check out. And so these two are really popular, right? So the question is, what are the least popular ones? And I'm not saying get on every single one of these chains. I'm saying find a chain that you like and maybe pick 2 or 3 of them and then take out positions. Me and Trey Souls, we're a team, so our portfolio is crazy because we can look at different areas and not to be so spread out thin. But when it comes to L1s, the 2 hottest ones that are probably going to come up, it's going to be SWE and then SCI. And we haven't heard much about these chains. Sweet,
But
actually, go ahead.
yes, I don't know where you probably about to say exactly what I was gonna say, bro. Were you gonna tell them that we got videos on this?
Yeah, we do.
Was that what you were about to tell them?
No, no. Go.
Well, yeah. If you guys haven't checked it out, check out our videos on Sweet and Say. I know people were watching them just the other day, so yeah, check them out. If you don't know anything about it or haven't heard anything about it, but yeah, go ahead, Kris. Say what you were gonna say next.
Yes, sir. No, great point. Yeah, we do have videos. I completely forgot. So these change right here. So there's a lot of popularity between Ton and Soul. So they're gonna do well, and there's gonna be money rotation into them. But Sui and Say actually did have a meme coin run. Like H Sui on Sui absolutely crushed it, and we killed it on that one. And then Say had Say in SEIYN, and we crushed on that, took profit, and we haven't really gotten back into it yet. We currently have a moon bag. But the main point I'm trying to get across is there's nothing wrong with checking out another L1 besides your home base. I'm pretty sure most of you guys are on Polchain. So maybe take a look at either Ton or Sui, and then maybe check out 1 to 2 L2s, whether it's base or Lina, or maybe do some scroll and blast. I don't know. It is completely up to you guys, but I'm giving you guys the blueprint of how this works. And you know what I'm basing it off of? What happened in the net last leg up? Solana popped and then base popped. There was a rotation. It goes up, money flows in. The next rotation are going to be these L2s. Any final thoughts on this, my man?
Man, I think we gotta give it to him on a platter. This right here is the pinnacle of everything that Kris and I have learned in a nutshell and just delivered right on a platter. And like Kris said, we've been able to venture across all of these things and look at all of these different things. We have video on Sol and Ton and Sui and Say and Blast and Base and ZK Sync and Lina and Scroll. So we've been all across all of these places. And if you're here now, you're here because you're trying to make money or you're trying to come up with a strategy or a way that you can exit. And I think if you follow this right here, you're going to have a lot better chance than if maybe you're just feeling lost like a puppy dog and you looking around, you don't know what to do. This way right here, you get a guaranteed look, and there's a place where you sell that you look at. Okay, am I 30% from the top? Maybe this could be a good exit point. You don't have greed, and you go in with a level head and a smart strategy, and be realistic with this, guys. Be realistic and understand that if you're not gambling, or using 20,000, 25,000 in a meme coin play at sub 2 million market cap, it's going to be very difficult for you to make huge gains on something that are just going to be insane. So you've got to realize that you got to continue to roll these and use these profit taking strategies to roll from chain to chain as we see these chains have this liquidity funnel through them in these market cycles. We're watching these markets. We're seeing that this is happening over and over again. So position yourself accordingly. You don't necessarily have to be in every single one of these things. Find something you like, get some conviction in your play, and go with it. You can't be in every single thing.
Yes, sir. I agree 100%. And the last thing I'll leave with you guys, when you jump onto these chains, you should only be getting about, hold on, sorry. Let me get out one thing real quick. Sorry, my phone is blowing up. All right. So when you guys get into some of these plays, the one thing I will say on each of these chains, you only want to have 1 to 2 coins on each chain. Do not go and buy 5 or 6 coins on every single chain because you will go absolutely crazy. We tried that on Solana and it did not work out well. 1 to 2 max. I would probably just stick with 1. And then if you see like an absolute gem that's a sender that screams buy me, jump in. Not financial advice, but keep it small, have high convictions, and then just keep it moving and don't make this a huge headache for yourself. So cool, man. Well, that's all I got for that first bit. Now, next one, let's talk about. We got to talk about some crash, man. And
Okay, check it out, guys. We're going to talk about Crash. We're about to talk about this sweet token on base. We got 81 of you in here right now. So if you haven't, we have been doing a lot better on the likes for the last couple of streams. So thank you guys so much. Every time we pause, take a little break, try to get you guys to like this, share this to your Twitter page. Finally got this thing streaming through some of the right avenues. So maybe we'll continue to pick up steam, get some more people in here to get these bags pumped. Look, we're seeing a trend. You know, if there's a trend like when alpha gets dropped, then charts go up. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. It's like alpha, boom, charts, bam. Oh my God, what the heck just happened? This was a good experience in crypto. I like this. I might do this again tomorrow. I'm a freaking nerd now. Okay, how did I end up in my mom's basement for the past 5 years, waiting for the bear market to end? Okay, the bull market's here. What the heck do I do? Listen, you're here and you're going to learn what to do right now. Let's talk about it. Crash on base. What we got?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I know most of you guys, if you could go back and get into a token like Brett, you probably would have done it at $1 million market cap. And you're probably kicking yourself right now saying, like, dang, I really wish I had the opportunity to get into something with similar caliber to Brett. And honestly, guys, I think we found the next best thing when it comes to a lot of these plays. Now, Crash is a very popular influencer. Whether you hate him or like him, he made some crazy calls from Brett to Ponke to Pepe to Redog and Bobo. Now, there's a dev named Dicey, and it's just a kid out of college. He basically went all in on this coin, created it, did the marketing, really put it out there, and this thing absolutely exploded from the get-go. And in my opinion, because Crash, who is the biggest influencer on base, the biggest name behind Brett, this is going to be the number one leverage play off of his calls and also off of Brett because it's also on the base chain. Now, if I just come over here to let me just bring up Brett. Hopefully, Brett on base. I want to show you guys these meme coins because this is what Crash looks for when he's looking for these meme coins. Now, you got like the fun meme coins that, you know, look really cool and, you know, they get hyped up and they look really dumb. But then there's a new caliber meme coin that's hitting the market. And these things are like digital brands. So if you like just check out a meme coin like this, it's basically the Nike and the Adidas on the blockchain. And what we're finding out is a lot of these meme coins are doing something similar when it comes to branding. And that's why they're reaching these insane market caps. So Brett has been putting out crazy memes. Let's check this out. So they also have these new videos. Here, I'm gonna turn this off because I can only hear the volume. But ultimately, we're starting to see the building of a brand, and that's what I look for when it comes to a lot of these coins. Now, what's going on with Crash on Base is something pretty awesome because what Dicey has been doing is he's actually been developing a brand. I'm going to show you guys this video. You're not going to be able to hear the volume, but you'll see all the images. So just from that video alone, you know, you can already see Trace's little smile. He's like, wow, this thing's really great. And most of you guys are like, all right, Kris, what's the big deal? The big deal is this type of marketing is the same thing with Ponke and Brett. So let me bring up Ponke real quick, and then I'll get to the get-go. I mean, I'll cut to the chase. I don't know why I said get-go. So if we come down here to Ponke, they put out these videos of someone just being a degen trader. And well, let's see if we got it right here. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, here it is. So you guys get the point I'm trying to get across. They're building this new character. They're using it for branding. They're getting attention. And that's what I'm seeing with Crash. And the reason why I think Crash could hit a crazy $1 billion valuation is based off of these videos. It's based off this brand marketing. It's based off of the fact that he's using a similar model to Ponke, Brett, and all these popular meme coins. And so, in my opinion, out of all the meme coins on base, this is not financial advice, the best trade you can make. And if we just come over here to the charts and just check it out real quick. Khaos is sitting at about $11 million market cap. If you look down here, right? We're saying at $11 million. And let me go full screen real quick. And so we just take a look at the charts. I know I got a lot of lines. I'll explain these in a second. But from where it started to where it's sitting at right now. So came down here. It basically get about, what's that, 95x to the top. And then now it's still sitting at about a 50x from the bottom and sitting at about right around a $10 million market cap. So what I'm seeing on this chart, we thought we had like a cup and handle, inverse head and shoulders, broke down. Now we're coming back up and we're basically trading between 20 cents and about 8 cents. And so just based on the chart and just looking at the MACD, we did cross where the buy volume is exceeding the sell volume. So we're starting to see a positive uplift in the price, which means there's a potential that we'll see a couple green days coming here into the future. So overall, man, I love Crash. I love the branding. I love the Dev Dicey. I'm betting big on this kid. I think he has the potential. He has the work ethic and all that stuff. Any thoughts on Crash on base?
Hey, he's in spaces. He's setting the stone in place. Look, everybody wants to know where the next best big meme coin is coming from. It's being made right now. It's probably got a $1 million to $10 million market cap right now. The devs are trying to figure out how they're going to make this thing go crazy viral. What are they going to do? How is their narrative embedded into their meme coin? Crash has the developer of Crash. What's his name? I forgot. You said
Dicey.
Dicey has affiliated himself with Crash. Smart move, first and foremost, because that is a segue into the base chain and its characters and Matt Fury and so on and so forth. I said all that to say it's narrative embedded into the chain, into the token, and that means that this thing has potential to blow up and go crazy, especially when you've got someone that's intelligent, that's behind the wheel, that's steering the ship, and that's creating these pieces of content that are recognizable, easily shareable. And have I heard good things about? There's like Crash Babes, dude. There's brilliant marketers behind this thing. There's all kinds of things in the works, and so I'm really thinking this is one of the chosen ones, one of those that we're gonna see do some crazy numbers. And like you said, I saw a video. I think this was like in 2021. It's a video. It's by a company called Wrecked, and it's called Dystopian Dreams. Hopium Diaries, Dystopian Dreams. And what he says is these mature DAOs are going to become like the next biggest household names and brands on the blockchain. That's what we're seeing happen before our eyes. Right now, they just don't necessarily have to have utility. They're like they're just memes. It's exactly what they are, and they're creating intrinsic value. It's pretty crazy to be alive even while we're here for this. But yeah, man, we're seeing these are DAOs are going to become worth billions, and I think we're hedging our bets now. The best things are being created now.
Yes, sir. I agree. And the one thing I want to point out here is Crash is it's still in its wave 1. So we still have yet to see its wave 3 where it pops up to like above 100 mil market cap. And so I was just looking at the fib retracement and just verifying some levels, and some of the magnets we had were right on the money, which can give us a great price target to expect coming in the future. So I'll give you guys 3 price targets when we break past all-time high. So first off, we got to come up and we basically got to break out this inverse head and shoulders pattern that I was just showing you guys earlier that we failed to do so. And we basically got to come up and test all-time highs. When we start a breakup, when we start entering the full brunt of wave 3, some places we can hit on the low end, 6 cents, high end, 10 cents. That would be 100 million. And on the higher end, 15 cents. That would be 150 million. That's what we're expecting for wave 3. And I'm gonna bring this down a little bit. Actually, no, I'm gonna leave this up here just in case we go past expectations. But overall, like I said, dude, this coin hasn't even been through wave 3. And in my opinion, I think it is the best play on base. So good stuff, man. Good stuff. So cool. All right. Well, and then now we got to get into charts very soon. So last thing, we got either TitanX or a new PDI Atropa ecosystem. Which one do you think we should talk about?
I think, uh, dang, bro.
It's hard.
We got a lot of people want to hear about TitanX, man. I'm looking
Okay.
at the comments
All right. We'll
right
talk about
now,
TitanX. We'll talk about
and I'm
TitanX.
not gonna lie. Okay, we got this one right here. Maybe can we talk about this in a live stream, upcoming live stream right here?
What?
Uh, I just put it up on the screen
Oh, PLUSD.
on an upcoming live stream.
Okay. Yeah. We'll do P stables. Yeah, I know a little background behind PLUSD. I don't really talk about it too much on Twitter because there's some things with the contract, but a lot of people are excited about it. And I really do think that, when we start to see the pulse chain run, it's going to be one of these PRC20s that could potentially get a big community behind it. So yeah, we can do that. So good stuff.
Okay, so Umair, we're gonna have to hold on the. Well, we're gonna hold off on that for this time. But
Okay.
yeah, we can definitely. Everybody wants to talk about Jake the Snake's project.
Yes,
Sure.
sir. All right. So if you guys have been paying attention to TitanX, you probably saw their Blaze live stream. Shout out to Blaze. Blaze is a phenomenal project. Now, there's a question about X28, and he gave you guys some hints and clues on how X28 is going to work. And this comes into the speculation element. I personally think he's trying to speculate so that you guys will start talking about it, and it's a great marketing tactic. So I love speculating, and I love to talk about how this is going to play out. And I think I might need to just get another chart for this, man. Bro, I need to get some like whiteboard app or something.
Hey, what's up, guys? We got 137 in here right now. Are you gonna do the Bitcoin? Are you gonna do the Bitcoin price chart analysis at a later point?
Yeah, at the end of this.
Okay, yep. So everybody that's here right now, you know what I'm saying? While Kris is pulling up this new chart, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on bell notifications so that we keep you guys up to date. Because we're always over here doing this.
All right, so let's just talk about TitanX right now. So here's how the ecosystem is. So you got, I'm just going to use abbreviations because it's going to make this easier. So right now you have TitanX, and we got Hyper connected over here, right here, and then we've got we'll say Helios. I think it's HLX. Then we got Blaze. I'm trying. Remind me if. Let me know if I missed anything because I don't want to upset anybody because my memory is absolutely terrible. What was it? Dragon X. I'm gonna say DBX for Dragon X because I don't want to write that out. So DBX for Dragon X. That does not look like a
Um,
D. I think I got everything.
I
So
think so.
all right. Well, if I missed something, I just want to apologize. So basically, you got Titan X, Hyper, Helios, Blaze, and Dragon X. And so the long story short of how this ecosystem works, each protocol comes in here and they basically go in and they burn Titan X. That doesn't really look like a burn emoji. And in exchange for burning TitanX, they have some sort of token that's either minted, inflated out, except for DBX. Dragon X isn't minted out. But the goal is to burn more and more TitanX. Now, TitanX has a bunch is broken down into three main components. You have miners, stakers, and then liquid bag holder. So we'll just say LQD. That's like holding a liquid bag of TitanX. So those are the three main components and how they interact. Now, in each of these protocols, everybody's using liquid TitanX. All right, this is actually kind of my OCD is kind of bugging me right now. So, is there an eraser on here? Oh, let's go. All right,
You just discovered new technology.
let's go. All right, I'm just going to write out liquid. I don't know if I spelled that right. I have the same spelling as Lewis and who are the guys who explored the New World? Was Lewis and Clark? Like Lewis
Yeah,
was
Lewis and
terrible.
Clark.
Yeah,
Yep.
Lewis had terrible English if you read his diary. So, all right, so Liquid TitanX is the main entry into DragonX, Blaze, Helios, Hyper, and all the other protocols that I haven't mentioned. That's what it mainly focuses on. Now, this is where X28 comes into play. X28 is not only going to be using Liquid TitanX, but it's going to be using miners and stakers. This is the key importance because miners controls the inflation, how many tokens is produced into the future. Stakers is a pumpamental application where you lock your tokens up for a very long time. So it's actually removing tokens from circulation. So this actually is a measure used to mitigate inflation. And then Liquid TitanX, well, that's just getting burned like candy after day 280. So what X28 is going to do is it's going to set you up so you can take your miners, your stakers, and then your Liquid TitanX, and it's like an auction for the token. So basically, how I see this happening, and this is speculation. So keep in mind, this is the speculation part. All right. So take this with a grain of salt because it's subject to change. So I don't want you guys putting out videos and clowning on me saying, like, oh my God, Kris and Trey were so off. We're speculating. So this is how I think it's going to happen. It's going to be some sort of auction format where you're going to have a certain amount of X28 tokens that are up for auction. So it's going to be like 100 like X28 tokens or something like that. And so the goal is to acquire as many of these tokens as humanly possible by burning your miners, your stakers, and your Liquid TitanX. And when you go into this auction, there's probably going to be some sort of fee. My best guess is this fee is going to be in Ethereum, right? So using that Ethereum, that's basically going to be used to either buy and burn TitanX through X28, similar to what we saw with Hyper, or maybe just to burn X28 like it's candy. But it's basically going to be like a fee that you have to pay. So the best way to think about this is DB Zen for the Zen protocol, except for these miners and these stakers. Now, what is this going to do to TitanX? It's basically going to create a secondary market where X28 is going to be basically a leverage play off of the miners right here. The miners right here. This is the key one, miners. Because when you guys look at the stakers, a lot of those staking protocols, like I know DragonX has a benevolent whale staker. I know Helios has a benevolent whale staking contract as well. They're getting into the stakers. So Dragon X and Helios is like a leverage play off of TitanX staking. So TitanX staking's value is reflected through how well Dragon X and Helios does. Now, X28, in my opinion, is going to be a reflection of the miner output. And that's where you're probably going to see a lot of the burns come from. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, X28 is a leverage play on miners, baby. So
Yeah.
all of it's this whole thing, it's like a custom car. It's just getting tricked out, bro, with custom this, custom that, all over the place, bro. Like it's getting all the necessary components and brand new narrative out of thin air. Holy
Yeah.
crap, bro.
Exactly. And then he added in like the you can burn the stakers because there's a lot of people that don't want to be staking TitanX that were diluted in the beginning. So that gives them out, and then Liquid TitanX is the cherry on top. But the main thing is the miners because that is where the inflation is going to come in. Now, the reason why I talk about this fee that comes in right here is there's going to have to be some sort of burn behind X28. And you're going to have a bunch of these tokens produce, but there needs to be a way for it to be capped. And using that fee, you can have that buy and burn. And I guarantee you it's going to be either 1 day, 1 week, or 1 month. The auction is probably going to be set at like 100 X28, and then it'll probably go down to like 99, and then 98, and then so on and so forth. And that's the idea. I also guarantee you that there's going to be some sort of fee where he's going to put a bunch of these X28 tokens up, and you can build a protocol on top of it and then earn X28 tokens, just like you did for TitanX, just like you did for Hyper, and just like you did for X28. So my theory is you got these auctions, you burn all these components for a token, you pay a fee, and then the fee is going to be used to buy and burn the X28 token off the market. Now, here's the crazy part about this, because shout out to RayoX. Hope he's in there. This is only project 1. There's actually a second project, because RayoX showed me this. There's actually a second project to all this. So that's project number 1. The second project that Jake was talking about was including all the projects that had an LP pairing between TitanX, so Hyper, Helios, Blaze, Dragon X. There's Pulsar. I think there's Baby Dragon X. All these other projects. He's actually going to be launching something similar that's going to burn every single one of those projects to support the ecosystem. So if you're in Dragon X, Blaze, Helios, or Hyper, well, you're about to get into a really awesome time for TitanX altcoins. Does that make sense?
Yeah, is this the name of it right here? The
Yeah.
Shadow Protocol will also burn the build on TitanX projects. Hyper, Helios, Blaze, DBX, Baby Dragon, such and so on and so forth. Is that
Wait.
correct?
Yeah. That's what we're talking about. I thought it was 2 projects. Is it? I think he's saying there's 1 project.
Well, I think he's saying there's X28
Oh.
and then there's the Shadow Protocol, which
Okay.
is what
Yeah.
you're discussing right now.
Okay. Yeah. Shadow Protocol. So yeah, Shadow Protocol. That's what he's talking about. So Shadow Protocol. So yeah, so this is going to be also used to burn all these projects, and then he said also X28 as well. So long story short, things are gonna get crazy when everyone starts to see these protocols launch. If you get into the Blaze ecosystem, the Helios, the Hyper, the Dragon X, it's going to get pretty crazy. And full disclosure, we have a small miner created for every single project to support, to understand what's going on with the mechanics. If you guys want to get into TitanX altcoins, and this is what I'm talking about, there's nothing wrong with dabbling. I would at least dabble in 1 to 2 and just see what's up, whether it's like Helios or check out some Blaze or maybe do some Hyper and just see what's going on. Because if this Shadow Protocol comes out and it burns a crazy amount of their token supply, the appreciation behind these tokens could potentially be even more than TitanX, because TitanX is their main pairing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So the best way to think about it is like Blaze is a leverage play off of TitanX, and TitanX is a leverage play off of Ethereum. So it's like 2 leverage plays, just like with Hyper. And then I guarantee you someone's going to come and build on top of Hyper, and they're going to build top on X28. And then Helios has a new meme coin. Like, bro, someone needs to like make a map of all this stuff, because I can't keep up, dude. There's so much going on. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, we're trying here, but here to wrap this segment up, answer this question here in 30 seconds and
Okay.
explain this.
Haven't we seen this all play out before? January to March on repeat. Okay. January to March on repeat. I don't know what you're talking about, but let me take a look. I'm going to assume that this has something to do with the price chart.
It's everything to do with the price chart. No understanding about the deflation, the inflation. So that's kind of why I figured maybe you could give a quick 30-second breakdown as to why this is important.
Okay, so basically what happened in the beginning of TitanX was we had a bunch of miners come out. The short-term miners were extremely profitable. People were playing the game. Now, as we start to go along on the TitanX time scale, which I believe we're on day 267, 271, less and less TitanX is being minted every single day. And the cost to mint more TitanX goes up. And so there's a buy and burn that's being used to buy off tokens out into the future. So right now we're in the inflationary period where a bunch of tokens are coming in. The first people to get in and really adopt the project and get into this protocol is basically going to receive their portion of being day one miners. And then from there on out, we're going to go from hyper inflationary to hyper deflationary. So yeah, sorry, that was more than 30 seconds.
No, that was perfect, bro. That's exactly what I wanted. And I think we can definitely move on to the next spot. We've got 187 in here. This is looking bullish, folks. I'm telling you right now, this week is going to be insane. I can't wait to see what ETH does. And it is going to be interesting if it take that little floppy do. But we're about to check out these ETH and Bitcoin charts and see what the sentiment is, guys, so we can get prepared for 3 different outcomes on each. So
Yes,
smash that
sir.
like button, guys. Hit that subscribe button.
Yes, sir. And shout out to all the haters because you guys are propping us up in the algorithm. So
Yeah, let's go.
I
Everyone who
love
hates all the thumbnails.
I love the haters, dude, because they actually sell us more than our fans, which is kind of crazy, but it is what it is. And shout out to our fans. Those are the people we do it for. All right. So if you guys were in here before, we were talking about this cup and handle, or you can say inverse head and shoulders forming out somewhere to this degree. But we actually started to see an uptick, and we're going up to that 67K mark. When last time we spoke, I was talking about 66K. If we hit that, it's going to be bullish. We hit that, smash through it, and now we're about to come up here and test all-time highs. So what are some targets that we should be looking at coming up for this next leg up? Now, I want to make something clear. I don't think we're going to go down because based off of all the bullish price action and based off of the catalyst we just hit, the only way we're going to go down is if we see a massive black swan event. And I don't want to speculate on that because you get into all this conspiracy theory and stuff like that. You know, just tell me the chart, show me the chart, I'll tell you the news. That's just how I roll. So basically, what's probably going to happen is we're going to trade sideways, especially with the ETH ETF coming out, like I was talking at the beginning of this. And we'll probably do something like this, and this is just ballpark, something like sideways, maybe go down a little bit. And then once that ETH ETF inflow comes on and turns on, boom, we're going to come up here, and we got to test out the all-time highs. This happened the last time with Bitcoin. When Bitcoin first launched its ETF, we had a couple red days, trade sideways, and then smashed it all the way to the all-time high. People's eyes were just sitting there and just looking at it, and they're just like, yo, what is going on? They couldn't believe it that we got so close and we hit the all-time highs right off the bat. Oh, sorry, excuse me. This is for Bitcoin, but I was talking about for the ETH ETF. But hold on, let me go over to ETH. I'm sorry, I was saying the wrong exact thing. So for the ETH ETF, we're seeing the same pattern play out with the inverse head and shoulders. We talked about coming up here and touching 35K, and then we come up and we move up to all-time highs. So basically what we're going to do with the price chart is similar to what we're talking about. We're going to trade sideways, and then boom, we're going to come up and smash it, hit that local all-time high, do a little bit of a trace back, and then test out that all-time high. This is the thing that we saw with Bitcoin last time. When the ETH ETF got turned on, we crossed over and we came up, and I'll show you guys on this chart. My apologies for showing you guys the wrong chart. I meant to have the ETH one up. But right when the
Ooh, I
ETH
like this
ETF
one.
got turned, yeah, it was right around here in December. You see how we trade sideways? Oh,
That's the key point here, folks. This is the key point right here. Don't miss this one.
so I can't remember. It was sometime in December, sometime in here, came up, came back down, trade sideways, and then boom, full send. Came back up. And then by the time we got to about right here, which was the all-time highs for Bitcoin, everybody was sitting there just like, bro, what's going on? I am so confused. And then next thing you know, Solana started having a meme coin run, and everyone at Pulse were like, oh my God, Solana's a scam. And then me and Trey Souls go over to Solana. We start, backing up the truck, robbing the bank, and doing all that good stuff. But ultimately, what we're seeing play out in Bitcoin in the past is the same thing we're going to see with Ethereum pretty soon. So I want to be an exact permable on Ethereum. It's going to trade sideways, and we're going to see what happened with the Grayscale Ethereum Trust. A bunch of people are going to sell out. But once that's cleared up and the ETH ETF inflows come on, clear skies ahead, baby. Now, coming back over to Bitcoin. As I was talking about earlier, we did hit our price target of about 66K. Now we're going to come up and touch the all-time high. It's getting to that point where we had a massive flush out. We broke down a little bit. We're probably not going to come down to 48K unless we see a black swan event. We're going to come up here, test all-time highs, and then once we hit all-time highs, that is when we're going to go for the next leg up. The next leg up could be one of two things. It could be this cup and handle that we saw right here that everybody was bragging about, where we come up and we hit that target of 90K. Or it'll just be another massive cup and handle, which I guarantee you it's probably going to do something like this. So it's going to come down here, come up, get rejected, come back down, and then boom. It's going to form this cup and handle or inverse head and shoulders. And then we can easily get a target based off of this. I'm gonna go on the more aggressive side. And so the target's gonna be exactly the same. So about 90K. So in my opinion, if we come up to about 71K, we're gonna hit off of that, bounce back down, and then we're gonna explode and hit up to that 90K price target going on to the future. Any thoughts on that?
Seems like it's getting aggressive, folks. Could be able to be getting into those time frames where we've got these price targets. So now would be the time, if ever, never, ever financial advice.
Yes, sir. And then last time we talked about, we came in, we saw a beautiful bullish engulfing candle on the weekly. We talked about where this has to close. And we closed out a lot higher than what we were talking about last week, which means we are in a definitely bullish uptrend. So love to see it. As for this week, what I want to see, I do not want to see a gravestone doji. I do not want to see a doji right here because that means we're gonna come back down, touch 62K. I want to see this come up here, maybe touch all-time highs and then come back down and then have a green candle in the close. If that were to happen, that means we have 3 candles going up, 3 green candles, 3 white soldiers, which means we're going to have a nice uptrend or explosion coming up into the future. So weekly, definitely want to close up here. And then, oh man, we're actually getting close to the monthly close. We're about, was it the 22nd? How many days are in this month? 30?
9 days.
Left. 9 days? Okay. So yeah. This is playing out to the T like what we were talking about, man. So we came up, touched all-time high. We had a massive red candle day. We came back up, wicked up to that 71K level. And then when we were right here at the last monthly close, we said, guys, we got to come back down. We came back down. Now we're coming up here. So what makes the most sense based off of this price chart, if we're trading sideways, we're going to have to at some point wake up and touch the all-time highs. And I do firmly believe that that is a potential for the end of this month. So cool. Good stuff. And then last thing, I want to check. Yeah, I think we're good there. So yeah, that's it for Bitcoin. Now let's check out Bitcoin dominance. All right, so Bitcoin dominance, this one's interesting. And I'm going to try to put up my other price chart if I remember how to do it. Let's see if I can put up Bitcoin. All right. So
is this the new indicator you're bringing out today?
Yeah, I don't know why this chart is. I can't remember why. Hold on. I need to bring out. Bro, I was literally just doing this earlier. Hold on. Let me try one more thing before I All right. Let's do BTC. And then hopefully, is there a percentage that I can bring on? Same as price. Yeah, same as this scale. Okay. Dang, this is not working out for me. All right, never mind. All right. I guess I can't do it this way because of the dominance. All right. So here's the one thing I want to show you guys. And I'll just have to do this on 2 price charts because I can't do it on the same one. Now, if you guys have been following our channel, we've been talking about these touches, right? So right now we have, oh wow, look at that. We are literally touching way above the 100 monthly moving, no, the 400 monthly weekly moving average.
Yeah,
So
that's the 400 weekly, and then that's correct? That's the 400 weekly moving right there.
yeah, right here. So this is the 400 weekly moving average coming across. So the theory is if we touch the 400 weekly moving average, then boom, we break down and we start going back down. Now, the one thing I want to throw out here is when I was first looking at this chart, the one thing that I've been paying special attention to is the 100 monthly moving average, which is this red line coming down. I firmly believe that this thing's going to shoot down and this thing's going to wick up, touch this, and then when this line touches, it comes all the way down. Now, I want to show you guys my theory behind this, because if we just take a look at the weekly moving averages, because this is the monthly, so it's a higher time frame. Now, based on past moving averages, so that you see this light green, this is the 300 weekly moving average. When this thing came across and touched, it was on December 28th, 2020, right? So remember that date, December 28th, 2020. Where were we at that time? And this is why I was trying to bring up the chart, because I could easily show it, but the percentages on the scale, I didn't like it, and whatever. The thing was being a Karen. So December 28th, 2020, we were right here, right here, right here on that next leg up. So from the previous all-time high, we'll say we're about 2x from that right there. Now, we just hit the 400 weekly moving average, and the percentage on Bitcoin dominance is just touching, but it hasn't broken down like we saw in the last market, which is a great indicator because we haven't hit this parabolic phase yet. Because how I see it is, if we do an altcoin rotation, we see a banana explosion, and then you see these little red candles right here. These little red candles right here. This was people selling out of Bitcoin to go into altcoins right here. That's basically what that is. And so when we see the altcoin season start, this is going to be our biggest indicator. Now, where are we right now on this time scale? We're basically sitting at all-time highs. And so now that we're up about 100%, we're sitting at all-time highs. I don't think we're in altcoin season yet, but we're getting very, very close. So if we come back to Bitcoin dominance, that breakdown that you guys saw right here was when we were about 2x from the previous all-time high in the last market, and then we had another run up and then the double top. So right now, where we're sitting at, we're actually touching dominance right now on the 400 weekly moving average, and we're waiting to break down. So we came up here, touch, came up here, touch, and then came up here, touch. Now the question is, based off of where we touched here, will we get a breakdown after today? We'll get a breakdown at the end of this week. Will this thing come all the way down and start crashing? That's what we're paying special attention to. But in my opinion, the line to pay special attention to, that's lining up with what we're thinking to the parabolic phase, it's going to be this 100 monthly moving average. Now, we just extrapolate this thing, and it's just coming out. So last month, we were sitting at about, what was that, 59%? This month, we're sitting at about 58%. So we're going down 1% every time. So next month, it'll be about 57%. And then the following month will probably be about 56%. So based off of this chart, we'll probably touch this line sometime between next month and September. So that's what I'm seeing right now. And I wouldn't be surprised if we just trade sideways one more time and then connect with this thing coming in right around that September timeframe. Crazy breakdown, and then boom, altcoin season starts. And the reason why I say that is because I do think we're going to be in that parabolic phase of Bitcoin by that time frame. And when that breakdown hits, it's all going to make sense. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. I mean, and some of your favorite influencers were telling you that it was all systems go like 5, 6 weeks ago, almost maybe. getting close to 4 or 5 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And we've been showing you this line right here. This little red, this is the line I've been wanting to look at all stream. So when you got this thing pulled up, this is my favorite part of the stream. I'm super excited to see it and love watching that. I'm like seeing those converge. It looks like they're going to get to touching pretty soon. So glad to have that indicator and not be wishing and waiting on the prior indicator.
Yeah, and like I said, we got to pay special attention to the moving average because like this thing just did touch, which is pretty crazy. I didn't even see this before. See this like over the course of us just talking, like this thing just shut up and touched it again. So hypothetically, it should break down. But like I said, regardless of how this plays out, pay attention to 53% because when this thing goes below 53%, all system go, all coin season's going to be in, and you better be positioning your favorite meme coins, dexes, like well, whatever you want to buy. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just saying get prepared now because it is happening very, very soon. And I'm not sure if it's going to be this month, but it's definitely going to be closer to sometime in the September timeframe. So awesome stuff. All right. Let's talk about our boy USDT. Tether
And I'm just letting you
dominance.
know you're at an hour and 1 minute.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you know what? We got to talk about price charts. I don't want to bore you guys with all this other stuff. So we'll leave it for the next live stream and we'll get into some other good stuff. All right. So let's check out and see what's going on with our favorite coins. Teddy Bear, #1 meme coin on Pulse Chain. All right, so we had this range. It was trading between 7 zeros and 1.8. Now it's sitting at 12. That is a very big inverse head and shoulders right there. So this thing's forming a beautiful inverse head and shoulders, which means if we get any sort of Pulse Chain pump, we could potentially come up and start getting close to testing the local all-time high. So yeah, it's looking good, man. Ultimately trading sideways within the Tropa ecosystem. Doesn't seem
If
like
ETH pops, are you expecting a pop on Pulse Chain
yes. We'll see
all day?
we'll see a little bit of rotation. It's not gonna be hardcore like the other ones, but we'll see somewhat of a rotation coming in. And then if you guys just look at it versus Wrap Pulse, we are seeing this parabolic rise like that. So what this is telling me is that if you're on Pulse Chain and you were in Teddy Bear, you're actually maintaining your position because versus Wrap Pulse, it's going up. Now there's a good chance when this thing pops, it might go down and then it'll curl back up and then do its thing, kind of like it did back here. So yeah, man, Teddy Bear is looking really good. #1 meme coin on Pulse Chain. P-Die. Yeet, yeet. So it looks like one thing that I'm noticing on a lot of these charts for Pulse Chain, I'm gonna get rid of all this. So you see how this is like another inverse head and shoulders.
Yep.
So what that's telling me right now is when you see on every single chart on Pulse Chain, that's telling me that Pulse Chain's bottomed out because every single one of these projects are following the price of Wrap Pulse and not many people are trading in and out of it. So what I'm thinking right now, just based off of these altcoin charts, I know we should look at Wrap Pulse, but we don't have time. But ultimately, I'm pretty confident. I would say 90% confident that the Pulse Chain bottom is in, and now will be a great time to take positions, not financial advice. So looking at PDI, we came up and we almost got to a penny, dude. Absolutely crazy. Crazy. Came back down, had a little bit of retracement, trading in between 2 cents and 0.02 cents. Now let's look at some indicators. Let's look at the MACD. All right, this is interesting. So the MACD actually crossed bullish on June 12th, 2024. So we're actually seeing some bullish buy volume coming in. Let's take a look at the RSI.
I'm gonna go ahead and say right there was the end of an era right there in Pulse Chain. That was the death of a lot for somebody at that head and shoulders right there, inverse head and shoulders, and the rebirth of something new. I think that there's a lot of people that are going to come into Pulse Chain at a later date, and a lot of the poison's going to be flushed out from that was there from the beginning. So I'm calling it right now. This is one of Trey's calls. That inverse head and shoulders and the reversal on the MACD is that indicator.
Yes, sir. And to also add on to that, the RSI is showing that this thing's actually oversold. So you see how it's coming up and then coming up and then coming back down like that, and it's at that lower range. So when it's really high, that means there's a lot of people buying. When it's really low, that means there's a lot of people selling. So because we just crossed bullish on the MACD and the RSI is so low, what that's telling me is PDI is oversold, and we're going to start to see it either trade sideways or potentially start its next leg up. So overall, PDI is looking really good. Let me get out of this real quick. Sorry, this is like my first time seeing it today because I told you guys we were going to look at it, and shout out to Trey Soul's call. So overall, it's looking good. Versus Rat Pulse. Looks like it's forming a head and shoulders versus Rat Pulse right now. So we got a shoulder, and then we got a big old head right here coming across. So what this is telling me is a lot of people are actually selling from PDI, and they're going to Rat Pulse because they think Pulse is going to pump first and then rotate into PDI. So that's interesting. So yeah, hopefully with Rat Pulse, if we can just hold this level versus Rat Pulse and trade sideways. I mean, we do have the Atropia ecosystem, and just do something sideways, we should be looking good. So overall, man, PDI is doing its thing, looking really good. Number one coin in Pulse chain. Scrolly, I love Scrolly, dude. Scrolly is like my second favorite meme coin, and this is one you found. I always tell people you're the one who found this one, dude. So
Love this meme coin. It's on such a nice look at that thing, dude.
yeah,
Is
this is
is that on an uptrend?
yeah. There's a lot of wicks. I think this is from the exchange. The dex is all weird and stuff. Scroll network is being built out. So what this is showing me just on the 4 hourly, I'm seeing like you can make a case for this being a cup and handle right here. So when scroll starts to do its thing, it starts popping up. Scroll is going to come up here and test its all-time high. So in my opinion, we're getting ready. This is a consolidation zone right here, and then we're going to come up, and then we're going to test out this all-time high. We're trading in between 3 zeros and a 227. So we have to hit this magnet, and then I'll add one more magnet like right here. Yeah, probably right here. You don't want to, like, when it comes to adding these magnets on the tops, you don't want to go too high because if you got a couple low ones, then they'll sell out. So right now, what we're looking for is come up here, touchdown, and then come up, test 0.003, and then start going into wave 3. So yeah, Scrolly, another great meme coin. It hasn't done its wave 3 yet. So that's why we're also bullish on this coin, because when this thing hits its wave 3, it's going to be all systems go. So good stuff
We
from
want to talk to you about coins before they've hit their wave threes, baby. That's when you want to hear about Scrolly. You don't want to hear about it when it pops. And yo, there's 243 of you in here right now. I don't know what's going on. If some national holiday took place last night that I don't know about, and everybody got drunk and skipped work today, and they're watching our stream now, I think that's what happened. But I want to say thank you very much. Appreciate you guys for being in here. You could have been anywhere on your Monday night, probably hanging out with your wife, getting nagged at. You know what I'm saying? And you're here with us. Yes, baby. Smash that like, hit that subscribe, show us some love. Over 60% of our viewership comes from unsubscribed viewers. You guys are just like wanting to have your cake and not and eat it too and not subscribe to us. So we thank you for those diligent people that have subbed. But 246, man, you guys are awesome, bro. I was on a live stream the other day. This woman had 135,000 followers, and she had less than 100 people in her live stream. So that is a huge, huge shout out to the verse, to the testament and the power of this content. You guys rock. Seriously, thank you all.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Awesome. Now, I want to talk about Andy on Blast. You guys know we love Blast. Shout out to Pac-Man. Shout out to the entire Andy team. Great people. We talk to them all the time. So, Andy on Blast is in the process of starting its wave 3. All these coins are starting their wave 3. There's only one token that's kind of out of its way through right now, but we'll get to that. Long story short, we came up, came back down, retrace. We had the Blast airdrop, and now we had a little bit of a correction. Now you see this little blue box right here. This is called the box of opportunity. This is consolidation, meaning people are coming in, it's trading sideways. There's not many buyers or sellers, but it's sitting there. The longer this thing drags out, and this is just TA 101, the longer this thing drags out, the higher the explosion. This thing has been trading sideways for about, what was that, 19 days. That's a lot in crypto. 19 days. If it gets up to 30 days, that would be even more. So the point I'm trying to get across is I don't suspect it going much lower from here. It could. If it were to go lower, it would probably come down to 18 cents. And then worst case scenario, I'll give you guys a worst case. A worst case scenario, I would probably put it at about 13 cents. That's the worst case. Now, if we were to break out, we would probably come up here, form some sort of cup and handle, inverse head and shoulders, come down, and then we start our phase into wave 3, which we plotted out in past live stream. So overall, man, Andy on Blast is looking phenomenal. Let's check out the weekly. Yeah, so the weekly actually doesn't look too bad. Okay, so we had a shooting star, a green shooting star, or some people call this a inverse green hammer. Then we had a small doji. Now we have a, oh god, I can't see this. I'm gonna get rid of this. So oh yeah, we don't have to worry about that weekly close. So yeah, overall, we're definitely seeing a trend reversal on Andy on Blast. So let's go to on the weekly and then monthly. Okay, cool. So monthly green, boom, doji shot right back up, and then on the monthly, this is key. So we have the monthly coming up in about 9 days. We do not want it to close out on a doji. That would look so bad, and that would not be a great indicator. We want the monthly close to be higher and in the green in comparison to last month. So that's what we're looking for, Andy. If it has this big red candle on the top ends of doji, I don't know if the following month is going to be bullish. So overall, man, Andy on Blast, man, looks pretty good. Yeah, man. So I think that's it, man. I think we talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about price charts. We got into the next phase up, man. So yeah, that's all I got.
Dude, we got over 250 people in here today.
Shout
You
out.
guys are the OGs. You guys are the foundation. And you're likely going to be the richest people in the next 10 to 15 years, taking over everything and owning stuff. So, if you want to do that, go ahead and get out there, vote for Joe Biden, and we'll see you on the next stream. Peace out, everybody.